The Dragon Called books actually started because of a friend's pseudo-intervention for me. I had written 2 books, one of which my agent took out and wasn't able to sell, and then one of which she wouldn't take out because it was too dark and weird, and that was Photobomb. And so I was just really adrift. I didn't know what I was going to write next. I was really kind of questioning my entire writing career. And then my good friend Cara came up to me via email, and she was all like, hey, you like to write, I like to market. Let's just Voltron together and do something with that. And so I was like, well, it's not like I got anything else going on right now. So we met at a Starbucks in San Mateo and listed out all of the things that we liked most to put into a story together. Because Cara was super good at marketing, and I was not. My version of self-publishing at the time was just like putting my books out there and praying that people would read them via telepathy or something. I don't even really know. I viewed all that as like super hard to do stuff, whereas Cara was on it with her own series. She was rocking it, and that's how her brain worked, though. That's what she really enjoyed. So it wound up being perfect because it made me such a better writer to write to Cara's brief, because I had never really done romance before, and Cara was like bumper bowling me down what I needed to do. Like I would be like, and then she sleeps with somebody else, and Cara'd be like, no, you cannot have her. Like, she taught me how romances really just converge around the couple in a spiral, and that was like I was just like, oh, that's how come these work. That's what makes them special. That's what I need to do instead of adding crazy stuff. Because before that, I had really come from like a science fiction and fantasy background, and I was all about like the really new stuff, because my job was to like blow people's minds with like new magic or new tech or new aliens or new situations. But that's what I was able to bring to this series, though, and to all of my subsequent romance work, is like I really still like weird stuff, which obviously a lot of you guys still like weird stuff too. So we wrote the first book together, and it came out March of 2020, right? I think, let me double check. I lied. It came out May 2020, which is coincidental because I was an ICU nurse. So yeah, that is when COVID started hitting, and hilariously, I actually have COVID right now. Actually, I'm getting way better. I'm so way better. I was like laid down this whole week. But so we started putting these books out, and then these books just became a way for me to totally disassociate from my reality in the best possible way. Like, these books were my lifeline. I would have very sad shifts and just come home, and on my off days, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to hang out with Andy and Damien and Austin and Stella and Zach and Rihanna and just get into things and pretend the whole rest of the world does not exist. I was writing like 6,000 or 7,000 words a day. It was like ridiculous. Over the course of that, Cara's priorities changed because she wanted to get away from writing darker stuff, whereas I'm like dark for life, right? This is me in like my Penny Dreadful shirt that I have 3 of because they don't make them anymore. So I bought all of the ones that were on eBay so that I will always have one until all 3 of them get ratty, and then I will cry. So I bought her out of all of our IP because I loved these books and I believed in these books. And then I released Wolf's Rogue solo, and then I just wrote Dragon's Flame. And what I've done in the interim is like put all the books out in all the other languages along the way, which took some doing. But I still love these books. I love these characters. I'm so happy that people are still meeting them to this day. They make me happy. These characters, they occupy such an important, formative part of my life from when I was learning how to be a romance writer and when I hopefully pulled off being a romance writer. And also, man, they just fucking saved me. And so they'll always have a special place in my heart for that. So welcome to this episode of Kessie's Book Behind the Scenes.